Right. Now, the workplace is not considered safe until it is free from all forms of abuse, such as bullying, sexual harassment, intimidation, discrimination, etc. But despite the fight for safe workplace over the years, these issues still persist due to outdated labor laws that do not directly address these forms of inappropriate workplace behaviors. Many victims are not aware of their available legal options, and toxic workplace cultures do not offer employees the support they need to report such incidents. We are beaming the searchlight on these issues that affect employees, especially female employees, as part of our coverage of issues affecting the female folk in commemoration of Women's Month. Joining me now is a woman blazing the trail in her field of work, Habibat Balogun. She is a consultant on organization effectiveness. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you. Now, this issue of workplace, having a safe place to work, especially for females and everyone in general, is something that has been on the front burner in terms of communication over the years. But sometimes we do not even understand what constitutes the challenges that we face in this workplace that we speak about. For instance, the other guest that just left talked about slavery.
Yeah.
And he defined it in such a way that it's new to some of us, where you are being underpaid for what you do. But then again, this also comes to bear in the place of the workplace, talking about harassment. Some people do not understand what constitutes harassment in the place of work. So break it down for us, because you did some work with regards to these findings. Tell us what you found out.
Okay, so I'm an organization effectiveness consultant. So I do a lot of performance improvement work with big companies, small Nigerian companies that want to become big, and then NGOs and so on. And in the course of helping them improve their performance, of course, management will always complain that their staff are no good. But when you go in and you investigate, you find out that the real reason that they are not performing well is because of workplace culture. So what is the problem in the workplace culture? Bullying, and this is male on male bullying, male on female bullying, female on male bullying, harassment, micromanagement, sexual harassment. It's amazing. We found out that 1 in 2 people have been sexually harassed or have witnessed sexual harassment. 55% women, 43% men. So that was a big surprise. That
for men?
For men, yes. And we've been delving deeper into that as well and finding out that men are sexually harassed just like women, but it takes different forms. And then discrimination. We found out that number 1 is ethnicity. Where are you from? What language do you speak? Because of that.
At a time like this?
At a time, informal workplaces, not in the marketplace, informal workplaces. And then if you dare to report, victimization. And that is where things have really changed in Nigeria, because the National Industrial Court has now quantified what are all of these, what is victimization. And if you victimize somebody, if you sack them because they reported, then they get recourse, they are protected. So I'm really happy about that development. But as the previous speaker said, the labor law is outdated. So if the National Industrial Court had not come up with this new Order 14, we would be left helpless. That something has to be done about our employment laws to protect employees.
And this is why we need to have this conversation now, because you would recall that when the COVID-19 pandemic came, in fact, all of the inequalities, all of the challenges, especially in the workplace came to the fore. And these conversations, a lot of persons have been having to drive certain things so that we can, block these loopholes and address it. And this is why you're here and you're having this conversation now. But from what you have found out now, what can be done to addressing these issues? What should organizations be doing to addressing these issues moving forward? Because on the one hand, it is good to know the problem, but how do you address it?
Yes.
Is a major issue.
Yes. I mean, the first thing I'll say is that all of these issues, bullying, harassment, discrimination, they are global issues all around the world. But I can say that in Nigeria, the level of awareness of the employees themselves, very low. When we do training and we demonstrate what these things are, the managers, the bosses are like, oh, I didn't realize. That means I have been bullying people. I discriminate, oh, that is true, I do that. you know, they were not aware. Or they will be trying to manage somebody, and in the course of trying to manage somebody or to correct somebody, they will be harassing the person. And they just did not realize. So awareness by the offenders and by the offended, both the perpetrators and the victims, there's very low awareness. Consent, sexual consent. 45% of people believe that if you say yesterday that I can kiss you yesterday, that means tomorrow.
Going forward.
I'm free. It's just free. And there are all kinds of things. And that if a subordinate refuses the sexual advance of her boss, it's okay for the boss to take punitive action against her. So we have all of these beliefs going on in the system.
And this is in some way hindering the effectiveness of staffers. That's what you're saying?
Yes. So I started this by trying to improve performance. That's where it came from. And we found out that there are some things preventing, you have hired them, you're paying them well, they're not slaves, okay? You're paying them well and all those things, and yet it's still not working. So we found out, we went down to the root. What is going on? Attrition is a major case. Anybody who's very good and they're in a hostile workplace, they're gone. Other people are looking for them, you know? And then absenteeism, sick, they are always sick. They are depressed, mental health. There are so many causes. They don't cooperate with each other. They will even sabotage their colleagues because, this is how you treated me. No problem. And who suffers in the end from all of these things?
The organization?
It's the organization.
So moving forward now, you're talking about this issue. There is supposed to be an event. When is that?
Yes, we're actually launching a report. We did an extensive report nationwide. We got about 50-50% men and women. So everybody is represented. And we're launching it this afternoon, you know, at 1 o'clock. And then we're just giving it freely because we need for people to be happier at work. We spend so much of our time at work. And in Nigeria, with the pandemic and everything else, we need to be productive. Our economy needs to boom. And Nigerians are hardworking and we're enterprising. So if we can just educate and enlighten people, train the ones who need to be trained, HR and so on, things will be better for all of us. People don't realize that these issues, these cultural issues, have had and impact in terms of numbers, in terms of profits, in terms of results, in terms of, you know, us having what we want, good schools, good hospitals. It's not just the infrastructure is not there. When you go there, the way people that meet you there, if you go to work there, the colleagues, how they're going to treat you, you will not stay. The good people will not stay. They will leave. So all these things contribute to the state of our nation today.
Interesting. So we look forward to seeing that report anytime soon, and we hope that every organization get that report and can improve the workspace environment for every person, not just the women, but for the men as well, and we can have that productivity moving forward. Thank you so much, Habibat Balogun, consultant on organization effectiveness, for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.